Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt.
and today we're going to be reviewing,
The Walking Dead.
the latest episode of The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 11. And this episode is called Hostiles and Calamities. Now, kind of, for this season, The Walking Dead's this episode is kind of doing what half of last season did. It switches in between camps. So obviously, with the Alexandrians, they're kind of moving between the kingdom and the hilltop colony, but in this episode it features solely on the saviors, which is good because obviously we're looking for an update, and it kind of made me realize something, that not much has to happen in like a saviors episode for it to be interesting.
Why
Whereas,
so?
so what?
What do you mean?
Well, like everywhere else, it's like boring.
hmm
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what they're doing, and that it's just boring. The characters are boring, but I mean over here, it's like even the like uninteresting characters are kind of like better than like most of the other characters there. So this one's kind of picking up after the kind of mid-season premiere, I guess, for Eugene, because he got taken by Negan after he confessed to making the bullet. So he got dragged off to the Saviour's compound, and he is what can only be described as living the high life. In my opinion, I've rated him as like my favourite character because he's a bit of a, well, he's a coward, but he's alright, you know what I mean? I like him, he's a smart guy, and you don't really see that much from him these days, only little tidbits. So for him to pretty much have a whole episode to himself, you kind of get to know the character a little better. I mean, yeah, you kind of have your opinions on him, but for those who weren't actually sure of kind of what his thing is, then you kind of find out a little bit more in this episode.
Right, yeah, because I'd never seen him before. I had no idea where he was, but I thought it was quite quirky. I thought it was fun, and actually, having not seen a show in a few years as well, this is something I'm not really used to. With there being a divide from Rick, because we saw. I remember in the first season, before Rick got back with Carl and what was his wife's name, Laurie.
Yeah.
Before he found their way back to them, there was a split because they were following Rick and we were kind of touching back at the camp with Shane and everyone else. But other than that, I'm used to the show always focusing on Rick, so this was a change up. And like I said, they did need to get back to Negan. It's been too long about him really being around on the show.
Yeah. Um, it's it was kind of a half and half episode really. So most of the episode was on Eugene, but the other half was kind of exploring Dwight and his kind of thing
Yeah.
with his wife. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like while Daryl was imprisoned, she was kind of getting close to him and stuff like that. So it turns out she was the one who unlocked the door so he could escape. And now it turns out she's vanished as well. And it's like, I know Dwight's pretty much his right hand, Negan's right hand man, but it's like you only see these characters. Like, yeah, Dwight's kind of been in it for like quite a few episodes now, but it's like it's just the right hand man. It's just a douchebag who's just like agrees with Negan. Like, yeah, good idea. You know, that kind of guy who's just
Say it
like,
again. I was less interested in this. Um, I don't really see why. I suppose if you're going to have an episode focused on these people, what they called again?
saviors.
If you have an episode focused on them, then I suppose that kind of makes sense to do it now rather than just during a Rick centered episode. Do it. It might seem odd, but I just didn't care that much. I wanted to get back to Eugene.
Yeah, I didn't really care either. I think it's pointless. Like, I didn't really care about the wife, why she was in it, even though she's only in it for like a couple minutes, like a few episodes, handful of episodes. Dwight, not really bothered about him, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like for them to actually make the whole like a big half of the episode about like something pretty pointless as well. He goes looking for it. I think it was kind of, I don't know whether it was a kind of step down memory lane to remind people like how like who these people were, well, who he was like before everything kicked off. But it's like, I don't care about this guy, you know what I
Right.
mean? I'm
And
just
you touched on it there, and that's probably my biggest problem with it as well. Having not really knowing the guy, I had a pretty open mind, but like you said, nothing happened.
mhm,
He ran out to look for her, didn't find her, and came back.
yeah. Yeah, let's get back onto Eugene. So Eugene's kind of been enlisted by Negan as the brains, you know what I mean, a bit of a problem solver. So he enlists him to find a way to make better use of the zombies on the wall, because you see like it fall apart. So, and like one of the big problems is for him is to find a way to make them more durable, which I don't really see the point of them really, because you see like that little fenced off area before, and it's like I don't know whether it's to stop people trying to get in and stuff like that, but I don't really see what the point of that is. But apparently it's like a big thing. So like it's trying to get more the zombies to be better, I guess. By so Eugene kind of comes up with the idea to cast metal over them, so it's like super metal zombies, which is pretty cool, I guess. I mean, Negan himself said like it's a pretty cool idea, but I mean, I don't actually get the point of them zombies being there, because I swear they're just there to torment like the people who the workers and stuff. Because you see a couple workers like thrown in there every so often. So what that's
Maybe
gonna
that
do?
is the point. Negan's a sadistic guy. Maybe it's just for fun. Who knows?
Yeah. Um, so he was entertained by the wives, and then I saw this one coming a mile off. That because I thought because they asked, he's hanging out with the wives. Eugene's showing them, you know,
A good time. Yeah.
yeah, playing video games and stuff like that. Which I mean, great day, great day. So the redhead and the dark haired girls go to him in secret and are like, "Yo, the blonde girl wants to die. Can you find her? Can you help us? Like, offer like she wants to end it all." And they're
Yeah.
like,
Because the blonde girl is always looking kind of awkward and scared and a bit freaked out by everything before they ask it, so they're trying to set it up.
"Yeah, well, you knew that anyway, really."
Did you?
Yeah. So yeah, they asked for Eugene to whip someone off to like take her off in her sleep, and I thought originally I was thinking, yeah, these girls are blatantly just going to end up doing it to like giving the pill to Negan on
Hmm.
the sly and killing him off. So I saw that coming a mile off, like, and then they asked for like 2 pills, so that's even more obvious. So
What? What? The question I had. Obviously, Eugene figures out it's for Negan, and we'll get to that in a minute. But what the question I had was such an apparently smart guy. Was he not aware that, let's say theoretically, the plan actually was to kill the blonde one, right, or let her kill herself?
yeah.
Would he not know, by the mere fact he has to go and sign out things, that Negan's going to put it together?
Well, no, because how's he going to know what she's died of?
It's not that difficult. It's an overdose, isn't it? Where would she get the pills, and how would she know how much to use? It just so happens that he's took some pills out and he's signed his name.
I think he tried to cover that when he literally just grabbed everything. Because yeah, I was thinking that as well. But it literally, it
Right,
could
but then he didn't sign for any of the stuff he grabbed. He
no,
only signed for the one thing, which was the pills.
yeah.
I mean, like I say, it's a moot point anyway, because in the end she didn't do it. But had she theoretically done that, you're just setting yourself up for a death right there.
I don't know. It's storylining and stuff like that. They could have covered it up. You know what I mean? They could have
Mm.
wrote it so no one notices that stuff. So yeah, like Dwight comes back from looking for the wife, and like he cuts up a bit of the letter he found, saying like the wife was like, oh, blah blah blah, like waffling on about nothing, but like her handwriting kind of matched up with the letter that was sent to Daryl. So he worked out that she did let him go, and then he like snips off part of the note and puts it in the doctor's thing. Like, I was trying to work out why he like killed the doctor, why he kind of set the doctor up. And I was just thinking, maybe he was just like, whatever. Maybe he's just give up and just thought, you know what, I don't care about anything anymore. I know this guy's running his mouth a bit. I'm gonna off him. So he got through in the fire, which was pretty cool. I like that. I was expecting him to get his head smacked in, but
Yeah.
instead he got dashed in the fire, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, I didn't see that one coming. What did you think
No,
of it?
I mean, he died pretty quickly though, didn't he?
Well, I mean, you would, wouldn't you? It'd go straight through, the fire would burn straight through your throat. You know what I mean? His head was like in there, so I mean, his head would have cooked so quick. Probably would have had a heart attack within like seconds and like seized up. But I mean, I heard him moaning a bit though.
Yeah, it was a cool enough. Look, you knew something was going to happen. There was no way Negan was going to just stop. But yeah, I suppose I should have seen it coming when there was the open fire there, but I didn't. Yeah, it was fun. I guess I think more than anything, it was about breaking Eugene
Yeah,
because he gave him a look before he threw him in there.
yeah. Eugene's a bit because you kind of Eugene is whack on stuff like that. That sort of stuff does bother him. But it's like it's funny like at the end when like Negan comes into his room and is like, "I'm gonna ask you one question," and obviously it is the "Who are you?" question, and everyone answers, "I'm Negan," and like he's like straight in there and stuff. "I'm Negan. I'm definitely 100% Negan." Like that. I
Yeah,
was Negan before I even met you.
I don't buy it though. I
um,
think he's just telling him what he wants to hear.
I think he's kind of like back in Alexandria and stuff like that. I think he's just kind of like sidelined and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think there he kind of serves a purpose and stuff. I think he kind of likes it there because he's treated really well.
Yeah,
I think
maybe. I don't know.
he kind of likes the power and stuff. He likes the position. So I mean, to kind of go from like just there to like the center of attention, that's kind of what he's about. So I
It's
think
an
he like
interesting route to take, but just from a first glance, if I had to guess, I'd think he's a guy that somehow is always going to survive, and he's doing he's saying what he needs to say to survive. I'd say it too.
yeah,
That's what
he is a
That's what I had to
bullshitter.
say. That's what. Yeah, exactly.
He is a bullshitter and he has talked shit before because he kind of got Abraham and everyone to go to like DC. Like that's how they met up with everyone else because they're on a quest to go to Washington DC to get a cure because he said there's a cure there for the whole zombie virus and stuff like that and can save the world. And it turns out he was just bullshitting. He was just saying it so he could get like protected by all the other people.
Oh, well, there
So
you go. He's just doing the same thing.
yeah, but I think he definitely likes like the power of it because you can see when he's asking for the pills and like the woman was like, go to the back of the queue, and then it was like, yo, I'm important, bitch, and then he just started taking stuff like,
Yeah, it might have its benefits, but ultimately the fact that he's with Negan, who's an absolute psychopath, I think always made it work out. It's the same with the governor. There are benefits to living there, but ultimately the guy's an absolute nutjob.
yeah. I mean, theories as well. I mean, you've got to look at Eugene, like, he can literally do whatever he wants because I mean, he can sell out and be a coward and do whatever he wants because I mean he's sitting pretty. I mean, as long as he toes the line there, as long as he's like important, he's gonna be like revered. But like when the Alexandrians and everything, when the big battle comes and they're like storming the Savior's place and stuff like that, Eugene can like go back to. They're not gonna be like mad at him. He'll be like, oh, I got kidnapped and stuff. You saw me get kidnapped, so it's just like I'm still on your side. You know what I mean? So he's got plausible deniability. So really, he's sitting very very pretty because no
Yeah,
matter what he does, say the Alexandrians, say like the battle comes and like the Saviors defeat all them, it's still that Eugene's still fine. I mean, and if the Alexandrians come over there and kill all the Saviors and stuff like that, it'd be fine as well. We'd just go back to Alexandria.
yeah. At this point, he's not really done anything villainous.
No,
Yeah, maybe he's a bit of a coward, arguably, but
he's sly. He's sly, but I mean, I like him. He's one of my favourite characters, and I think he is sidelined and stuff like that, especially in Alexandria because there's a lot of characters. But like when Daryl was taking over there, he was like the focus of the episode. Whenever anyone's like taken over there, yeah, you got the saviors knocking about and stuff like that, and Negan's like a thing. Same with Carl as well when Carl went over there, but like they're the main staple of the episode. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? You put a character, they'll be the viewpoint for the audience because you know who they are, and then you show them all these weird people that live there.
Yeah, it's good as well because you kind of see the reaction of the saviors because all that Rick and all that and everyone have been running around on that side, but you haven't really seen the reaction from Negan's point of view from after like the thing. So like, is aware Daryl's escaped. He doesn't know where he is. So yeah, I thought. Any other points?
No, I thought it was pretty fun. I liked the stuff with Eugene doing the science experiments and whatnot. I thought that was fun. Overall,
I
I
like that.
think
I
I think
like.
it was necessary seeing Negan again. Like I said, it's been a while. Getting back, remind the audience of who he is, and remind the audience that he's a nut job for throwing that guy in the fire.
I find it funny the girl calls him haircut. It's like I thought something was going to pop off between them two, like the girl who was showing him round beforehand. I thought that would be quite interesting, but obviously they didn't really. They won't be able to delve into it that much anyway. I mean, there's 10 episodes left. You got to figure the last two or three are going to be advancing on like there for the big fight. So maybe there'll be another episode with him. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mm.
maybe not the main staple and stuff like that, but I mean, he might as well be because I mean, it is. I found this episode more interesting than the last two coming back.
Yeah, he seems like a fun character, but it's trying to be as someone you can't really focus on too much. It reminds me of Hurley in Lost. He was a fun character, but you can only do so much with him without you can't really make him the star of the show. You have to get back to Jack on the show. You got to get back to the Rick and his group. So it was fun a break, I guess.
Okay. Let's talk numbers.
I'll go over 7.5. I'll say I like the Eugene stuff. I like the Negan, but the other guy, yeah, the wife, don't care about that.
Yeah, I think they just like put that in just to fill up the episode. Really. I'll give it an 8. I've got mad respect for my boy Eugene. You know, is one of my favourite characters. So I thought it was good they were showing love. So yeah. I'm Sam.
I'm not.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and this has been the Superhero Hub.